Hello, my name is Barry Liscombe. I'm the head chef of Harte's Bar and Grill, Kildare town, and today I'll be cooking for you pork belly. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the pork. This is the pork here. As you can see, it's a nice, big, deep chunk of meat with excellent layering through it. It's free range. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to braise the pork belly. So what we need to do is, it's going to take about 4 to 5 hours to cook it. The slow heat about 160. So we're going to first off season the meat on the flesh side first. We're going to season with salt and thyme. So first of all, a nice, just good covering of sea salt all over the meat. And then we're literally just going to place the thyme, sprigs and all, most of the flavour is in the sprigs, straight on top of the pork belly. Now, it's up to yourself. You can cook this straight away, it'll still be beautiful, or you can leave it in the fridge for 4 to 6 hours. Let the thyme, let the salt infuse into the meat. The next thing we're going to do is, we have a mirepoix veg here. So it's onion, celery and carrot and garlic. I'm going to lay the meat on top of your mirepoix veg. We're going to fill it up with water to about halfway up the pork belly. And then we're going to cover it with tin foil and into the oven for 4 to 5 hours, about 160. Checking after about an hour, 2 hours for make sure the water hasn't evaporated too much to keep it nice and moist. Okay, so here's the pork belly after 5 hours. You're left with a beautiful, perfectly square, almost caramel-like pork belly. Now this has had the sides trimmed off on either side to just give a nice shape for the dish. Now first we're going to score it. We're going to score the belly, the skin, just lightly, not going too deep. Okay, and the reason for this is when we're going to cook it in the pan, we're going to get the skin nice and crispy, and it's going to give it more surface area to crisp in between the cracks. Okay. Now we're going to place the pork belly in, face it away from you so you don't get any splashes. Straight into the pan. And we're just going to let that crisp. You can actually see the skin is starting to crackle already. Okay, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, now, perfect. I'm going to turn it now, and as you can see, nice crackling on that, okay? Now, you don't want to get too brown on the other side. Okay. Now, as that stands, that's going to go into the oven now for about 10 minutes, about 200 degrees, nice and hot oven, and we're going to throw that straight in, and then we're going to get on to our potatoes. For the next step, we still have to cook our black pudding. The black pudding we're going to throw in about halfway. It's going to take not as long as the belly to cook, so about 4 minutes into it, we're going to throw the belly onto that pan with it, okay? But now we're going to do our potatoes. So we have here parboiled rooster potatoes, diced up. We have fennel seeds, and we have purple sprout and broccoli, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to throw about half a tablespoon of the duck fat into our pan and a knob of butter, okay? So, straight in with our potatoes. Okay. Now you want a nice heat on this. I'm using a non-stick pan here, but if you don't have a non-stick pan, make sure your pan's nice and hot. If it's not hot, the potatoes will stick and you'll just end up with a stewy, mushy mess, okay? So make sure it's nice and hot. So what we're going to do now, season. Okay. Here's our purple broccoli. And throw in about 3 or 4 stems. Okay. Straight in, and with our fennel seeds. About a nice tablespoon. Okay. Now, as you can see, pork belly and the black pudding are just done. Okay, so now there we have it. Free range pork belly, generous of black pudding, pear chutney, purple sprout and broccoli, and fennel sauté potatoes. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy.